Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at a couple of droids from the Attack of the Clones, and this is SP4 and JN66, which apparently are research droids. Now, I don't actually remember seeing these in the film. Maybe I need to go back and have another look, but I just thought these were sort of quite quirky, and it's always nice to get new droids. So this obviously is quite an old purchase, I should say, really. And you can see here in the image, the actual card back is really sort of smashed to bits. It's I think when I purchased it, it probably came like that. I've got to be honest. But again, it's not no big issue. These I wanted these obviously purely to open, and I've got to say, inside the packaging itself, they do look sort of certainly a little bit different. And as I've already said, I don't remember seeing them in the actual film, but maybe I need to go back and have a look at that again. So, in terms of the sort of the design of the actual card back, I think I've already said these with this sort of style. I quite like that, with that sort of gold trim around it, and then obviously you've got the lightsaber in the top sort of right hand corner, or left as you look at it, with which are Luke's hands. So quite a nice looking front of the actual card. Let's have a look at the back. So on the back of the card, literally, I think one of the nice things that I think I might have probably mentioned it before when looking at this sort of line of style of figures, is it does give you a little bit of detail on the back of the card. So it sort of says, 10 years after the fight to save Naboo from invasion, the galaxy is on the brink of civil war. Under the leadership of a renegade Jedi, thousands of solar systems threaten to secede from the Galactic Republic. A courageous Jedi Knight, his impulsive and headstrong apprentice, and a Queen-turned senator are drawn into the heart of the conflict and the beginning of the war. So that's just giving you a little bit of background. But obviously what it then does is it tells you a little bit more about these analysis droids. And obviously on the back here, I'm not going to read all of that out, so I probably shouldn't have read that first bit out. But it said, basically implies that they assist Obi-Wan Kenobi when he's identifying a small toxic dart. Now, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. So I need to go and have a look at that again. And then there's a nice image, obviously, of the two droids there on the left-hand side, and other figures that were part of this wave. But as again, you can see on the back of the card, it is quite heavily bashed up. So we'll have one final look at the front again. So just one final look at the front. And then all we need to do is get these out of the packaging, and we'll have a look at the actual droids themselves. Okay, so here we've got the figures out, and I've got to say, they're certainly quirky. And the one on the left, that JN66, I think it's really nice. Obviously it comes with the no accessories, so to speak, with any of these, other than, if I just sort of bring that in and show you that, which is just a nice clear plastic, which obviously is to show, if I get him on there, so that JN66 sort of hovers and floats, if you like, or hovers. But it's a nice touch. The JN66, the one on the left-hand side, that's a really quirky looking character and a really nice looking droid, actually. And I quite like the way that they've done that bottom piece. It doesn't look too bad with that clear plastic. The other one, obviously, again, no real, I wouldn't say no real articulation. In terms of the articulation with the figures, so there is articulation. If I just sort of bring this one in. So you do obviously have a swivel on the head, which is nice and stiff. That's quite good. You just got an up and down movement with the arm, but obviously there is articulation there at the elbow, and the legs just move up and down. But I think that's quite sufficient for this type of droid. And obviously with this one, with JN66, again, the arms just move up and down, and there is articulation there at the elbows. The head on this one, I've got to say that, if I can show you, sorry, I'll bring that in. That is quite loose. It does swivel from side to side, again, but the neck piece, oh, there you go. Okay, it's come straight out. However, I think it does just pop in. Yeah, so that's fine. It's not broken in any way. That wouldn't have been good. But yeah, so let's have a look at the, excuse me, attention to detail just on these two. So some pretty decent detailing there, if you can see that on the head sculpt. Okay, the colours are just a sort of a quite plain grey plastic, but quite nicely put together. Let's pop that back on the stand. There we go. And then bringing the other one in. Again, decent detailing around the head sculpt, or the droid sculpt, I suppose, if you want to class it as that. But yeah, you know, I know it's a quite plain grey. Apologies for the light in here. Again, this is obviously being filmed with the light on because it's very, very dark here in the UK. But, you know, there's not too much to report in terms of obviously articulation. But as I said, I literally got these. I thought they were quite quirky until I actually read the back of it. It goes to show, doesn't it? Until I read the back of the packaging, I didn't realise that these were the droids that sort of analysed that toxic dart in Attack of the Clones. So, but anyway, you know, what's not to like to add another 2 droids in, and obviously I can always add this to a little diorama. With obviously the sort of you can put these obviously with the clones, I suppose, themselves, and obviously like I did Taun We, etc. from a review a little while ago from Camino, so they can obviously go with those. So quite quirky these. I can't remember what sort of price I got these. I think I bought them obviously off on the secondary market, but I think they were relatively cheap. And at the end of the day, you know, if you do like obviously picking up more droids, these are probably 2 of the more quirky ones that you will get. So if you get an opportunity to pick this up at a cheap price, it's probably worth picking up. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, please do. There'll be more videos coming shortly. If you've got any questions or any comments at all, please leave them in the comment section and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.